And now to my open. I've been telling you for some time that President Barack Obama is not up to the job. I've been telling you for 2 years that Islamic extremists are determined to kill you, and telling you for months that ISIS is coming for you. I've been saying that we need to bomb them again, and then bomb them again. And I don't care if you live in Beaumont, Texas, New York City, or Anaconda, Montana. You need to be afraid. I told you what to do 2 months ago. My resolution? Airstrikes. Bomb them. Bomb them. Keep bombing them. Bomb them again and again. And I don't care how long it takes. Just take out ISIS. Take out their convoys and take out those troops. I was roundly criticized, disparaged, and condemned as a terrorist and a savage myself. But as you sit there tonight, it doesn't sound so crazy now, does it? As you sit there, I'll bet you understand now the real danger of ISIS and Islamic extremists. And isn't it interesting now everyone is saying what I've been saying?
If we have to bomb them in Syria, we bomb them. If we have to send in drones to kill their leadership, you do it.
And these headlines. And even Democratic Senator Al Franken says, I was troubled by the president's recent suggestion that the administration has not yet developed a strategy to address the growing threat of ISIL's activities in Syria. Now, the mumbo-jumbo of the last 2 weeks out of the White House is proof that our commander-in-chief doesn't know what to do. Reduce ISIS' sphere of influence. Contain them. Roll them back. Degrade them. Dismantle them. Make them a manageable problem. Mr. President, what's manageable? 5 or maybe 10 beheadings of Americans? You want to manage them? You running a hotel? They want to kill us, and you want to manage them. And then this gem. You say, and I promise you things are much less dangerous now than they were 20 years ago, 25 years ago, or 30 years ago. Mr. President, either you're not reading your intel briefings or you're not living on the same planet as the rest of us. While they hold a knife to our jugular, you are wishing and hoping that they fail.
People like this ultimately fail. They fail because the future is won by those who build and not destroy.
Now, can you imagine real leaders like FDR and Churchill saying, they'll sit this one out? The genocide of Jews would be complete. Europe overrun by Hitler. Prime Minister Cameron immediately returned home from his vacation to seize passports of jihadist Brits re-entering the United Kingdom. But our president, so clueless, the guy runs back to the golf course within minutes of announcing the beheading of James Foley. But then again, maybe our golfer-in-chief kept playing golf because preventing American jihadists from re-entering the United States would be a futile effort. Hell, all they have to do is go through the southern border, no questions asked. They might even fly you for free to Virginia or Massachusetts or New Jersey. But the best example of not being up to the job is this.
We don't have a strategy yet. I think what I've seen in some of the news reports suggests that folks are getting a little further ahead of where we're at than we currently are.
Mr. President, your candor is actually refreshing, given your predilection for untruthfulness, as in you can keep your doctor and your health plan. Why would you have no strategy if you've been watching ISIS for some time? Why would you have no strategy if, as was reported this week, you've been getting ISIS intel reports for at least a year? And if you had those intel reports and you had been following ISIS, Why would you say that ISIS was a JV team? But then again, you must have been following ISIS because you sent in the special ops to rescue Foley and Sotloff, which rescue unfortunately failed. Unless you really weren't following them, and now you just choose to blame your favorite scapegoat, the intel community. You lying again? Nothing you say is clear, but you are clear on getting us justice.
We will not waver in our commitment to see that justice is done for this terrible act, and make no mistake, justice will be done. Our message to anyone who harms our people is simple. America does not forget. Our reach is long. We are patient. Justice will be done.
But no one believes that either. It's more empty rhetoric. You couldn't find the ringleader behind the Benghazi massacre for almost 2 years. The guy is walking around in flip-flops, drinking strawberry fraps, and flipping the bird at us. CBS, CNN, Reuters, the New York Times, the London Times, and Fox. We all found him. My take? You didn't want to find him, because once captured, Abu Khatala would debunk your despicable video theory with a comment like, "What video? Are you stupid? Who brings an RPG to a peaceful protest? We are Ansar al-Sharia. We kill Americans, and we don't need a make-believe video to do it." And just today, we find out that you want to delay the case against that terrorist suspect. You think it might hurt you in the midterms? And here's jumping Joe Biden on getting justice for us.
We take care of those who are grieving, and when that's finished, they should know we will follow them to the gates of hell until they are brought to justice.
You take care of those who are grieving? Really? Grabbing your Big Bertha and running to the golf course is grieving? The memorial service for beheaded American James Foley had no trumpeted high-ranking White House officials, but the memorial service less than 24 hours later for Michael Brown, the guy from Ferguson, Missouri, did. And I didn't see the president with James Foley or Stephen Sotloff's mother and father in the Rose Garden like he was with the parents of that alleged deserter Bergdahl, hugging and holding those parents, releasing 5 of the worst Taliban terrorists for him, terrorists who should have been tried in a military tribunal or a federal court, except that in-over-his-head Holder didn't have the balls or couldn't figure out how to do it. Yes, indeed. I told you months ago, this is not a crime, this is war. Mr. President, your make-believe fantasy of a world without evil, of a neutered American military, is turning into a nightmare reality of slaughter. And we are the innocent lambs. And that's my open. Coming up, destroy, manage, dismantle. Ambassador John Bolton on the president's confused message. I expect fireworks.